Hi, everybody. Meg Young here again. Welcome back to day 3 of the education and tools that you need to help yourself stay calm and in control during this pandemic of the COVID-19 pandemic. So, over the last couple of days, the first day we talked a little bit, just an introduction about what I'm going to be doing for you, how I can help you. Yesterday was a little bit deeper on the fight flight response. So, what is the fight flight response? Why does it activate? Why it's okay to feel afraid? It's just, we all get afraid, and that's part of the fight flight, it's part of the stress response. But what we do with that fear is what matters. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the fears. One of the biggest problems that we have is the fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown scares us like nothing else. So right now, with the lack of knowledge with the COVID-19, there's no vaccine at this point. There's no cure at this point. We don't know if people are starting to spread it even before they feel symptoms, which is kind of what they're looking at now. We don't know how long it's going to last. We don't, and in this intensity, we don't know if one of our loved ones is going to get it. We don't know, or if we're going to get it. We don't know what's going to happen. Like a lot of the bars and restaurants and movie theaters and gyms, all these things are being shut down in different states. We don't know what's going to happen to our livelihoods. We don't know what's going to happen to our culture as a whole. Are we going to go back into like the 1930s recession? We don't know anything. So what happens? The brain goes to the worst case scenario. If we're prepared for the worst case scenario, anything that happens, we're okay. If we think about, oh, you know what, it'll peter out and die and it won't be a big deal, and there'll be maybe only a little bit more death, but in the whole, we're going to be done with all of this in like 2 weeks, and then it doesn't happen, it's incredibly difficult for us to deal with. So same thing when people worry about like if a hurricane is coming or a nor'easter is coming or a tornado or things like that. It's a deeper fear than just the incident itself. Most of the time what happens is it's the fear of the unknown. It's a fear of, in essence, can I handle this? Am I going to be okay? So you might have fears deeper down that are homelessness. If I can't pay my rent or my mortgage, what's going to happen? If I lose my job, what's going to happen? Death. Death is a huge unknown and a huge deep-seated fear for many people. If I die, is my family going to be okay? If I die, what then? A lot of people have fears of death even without having to go through this pandemic. But when we come down to it, right down to it, the fear, generally speaking, is a fear of loss of control, fear of death, homelessness, loss of our lifestyle, loss of people we love, loss of life as we know it. All of these things are what really guides our deepest fears. And when we're freaked out about that stuff at a deep core level, the amygdala doesn't know that we're not okay right here, right now. We're thinking about death. We're thinking about loss. And if we're thinking about death and loss, then obviously something's not right. So then the amygdala has a very, very hard time overcoming that because consciously we're thinking something's not right. And yeah, there's a truth to that. Something's not right. This pandemic is a big deal. However, if we understand our fears with it, and we understand the fears of the unknown, the fears of the loss, the fears of the, am I going to be okay? Am I going to be able to get through whatever happens in the worst case scenario? If we understand those things, it helps us to take more control internally. A lot of times our lack of internal safety, a lack of internal control is stemming from the fears of unknown, the fears of loss, the fears of death, all of that stuff. So the first thing that I want to teach you, the first education, but also tool that I want to teach you is understand your fear. What is the fear? Go deeper with it. What does that fear represent to you? What does it mean to you at a really deep core level? What is the worst case scenario? So when you get down to that deepest, darkest fear, and you're going to go, oh, okay. 9 times out of 10, you're going to say, well, the likelihood of that is not very high. Or if it happens, it happens. I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. So I might as well not stress over it today. 9 times out of 10, we're going to be able to bring it back a little bit. But the first thing we need to do is understand it. So that's my tool for you, my education and tool for you today. Take a look at yourself, and do you have any of those deep-seated fears? Probably so. We all do. And what is that deep-seated fear? What is the worst case scenario? What is the worst fear deep, deep, deep down? You get to one little fear, go deeper. What does that mean about me? What does that mean about the world? What does it mean about, what's my interpretation of it? What does it represent? All right. So next week, tomorrow, I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk to you about the importance of letting go, the importance of not holding on to this stuff. Along with that, there will be a tool as well. But that's where we'll go tomorrow. All right. Looking forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. Hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you soon.